Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for this is your August bonus reading. We're just gonna jump right in here, Gemini. You have this Cobra spirit and this Owl spirit. It's almost like you're breaking free from some sort of trance. It's almost like you're breaking free from, I would say you're breaking free from the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is thinking that there are only two options to, or only two solutions to something that you are desiring or some sort of change you want or something you're trying to overcome. But really, there's always like an island behind the lady that is on the Two of Swords. And I always say that you need to go to that island. That island is like a new place. It is a third place solution, some other way of doing things that could make you very successful. So, I feel for a lot of you that there's like a new solution coming into either problems or challenges that you've been experiencing. And the owl is just saying to me that you're gaining the wisdom. So, I really like this reading for you. I feel like there's a lot of freedom coming in because of this. By the way, I'm using the Forager's Daughter Tarot, so that's what this deck is, but let's see what is going on for you. You have the Two of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. Like I said, something new. I feel like you've learned something as well. The Page of Pentacles is like a card of studiousness, so, it's like you have learned how to overcome something, or sorry, these cards are slippery. You've learned how to do something, or you've just gained clarity. Again, that owl spirit with this Page of Pentacles, I really feel you've gained a certain level of security or stability, or like some sort of new understanding is what I'm getting here. I'm not quite sure yet. We're gonna have to clarify exactly what this is, but this, I feel like it's setting you free. Maybe you've been feeling very stuck for a long period of time, and again, I seriously get this sense of freedom, of not feeling so restricted. I felt a great sense of restriction. You have the Queen of Pentacles. This could also be why, if you have been feeling restricted, the Queen of Pentacles can, of course, represent abundance. She can represent resources. She is the card of resourcefulness. So you could be discovering some new resources in your life. And these resources are going to be leading to a lot more success. But again, it could also be like maybe you have felt like you're stuck where you are, and you discover some resources, and that's what sets you free. Again, we do have the Two of Swords. She's thinking this or that. Normally, she's got her swords crossed over her heart. She's trying to protect her heart. But if she would just put down the swords, take off her blindfold, and turn around, she would see that new island behind her. She would see that there is a great opportunity for her to, make a change or do something different. So I feel for a lot of you that this is encouraging you to turn around or, do something different in your life. But I kind of feel like you are already. With that owl spirit, again, the owl spirit is just saying to me that you see something. That you see, a new opportunity that could lead to a lot more freedom or happiness in your life. Let's see where this is going. So let's see. With the Two of Swords, you have the King of Pentacles. On one hand, King of Pentacles is a good card of improving your finances, more financial stability. On the other hand, he can represent convention. He can represent the way things have always been done, and he can represent needing to set yourself free from the way things have always been done. So it's kind of like about freedom, or I don't know, something like that. And needing to set yourself free. I really feel that energy here. Like things, I don't know, with the Cobra there, it's like I get this sense of being in a trance like a cobra, right? I get this sense of, kind of boredom as well. And I feel you're trying to not be bored. So, let's keep this going. With the Queen of Pentacles, before I bore you, right? You have the Ten of Wands. Yeah, you've been making something overcomplicated. We even see that right here with the Nine of Wands as well. In work, business, career, if you are feeling bored, I feel that there are probably more efficient ways to do things. I also feel like you're bored, but maybe you don't realize that you are bored. You might be experiencing other symptoms. Maybe you're like super tired when you go to work. You might not actually be tired. You might just be bored. Maybe what you're doing isn't enough of a challenge for your Gemini brain, right? It's not making you crunch numbers or work hard enough, right? And that could be the problem. Maybe you need something harder. Maybe the universe is encouraging you to, maybe freedom is in actually you challenging yourself, right? And, we're not talking about making your life harder, but, challenges are part of life. And some challenges are fun for people, right? Why do people do puzzles? Because they're challenging. So, I feel for some of you, it's like, I'm not saying it's a puzzle, but I feel there are things you could maybe do in work or business if you're not experiencing growth. Maybe you're feeling tired, but you're actually bored because you haven't been challenged. So it kind of is giving me this vibe of needing to look for the next challenge, needing to look for the next opportunity to grow. Here you go. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Hierophant, literally getting to the next level. He represents initiation. He has 3 levels to his crown, represents initiation, apprenticeship, and mastery. Sometimes I think when we are at between like apprenticeship and mastery, we can get bored. The difference between, an apprentice and a master is probably very thin. It's very small. It's just like little bits of knowledge, right? Or wisdom, really, that, an apprentice will learn from a master, right? But that difference, that maybe 1% difference or 10% difference, let's call it that, it can take many, many years to get that good, right? So, that could be why there's boredom. And again, I feel like part of your solution here is to educate yourself. Page of Pentacles, Hierophant, both cards of education, learning new ways of doing things, better ways to do things, trying something new that you did learn. That can help you with the boredom side of things as well. I think all those things would be a good idea. Next, in the area of what you need to hear right now, you have this planetary positions card. Let me tell you something. They're all in a horrible position. These are not the positions you like, right? It says here, there are adverse planetary positions that are affecting your success. There you go. It is your free will, the free word again, that can diffuse the worst of the planetary positions or trigger good results by using them to your advantage. As I always say, I don't believe tarot or astrology is a present sentence. You have to work with the energy. If you do, you'll be successful. It says you're going to master your material reality in the future. I definitely feel you air signs, just in general, have really good opportunity to increase your finances over the next few years, especially with Pluto and Aquarius. Doing anything that is unique, anything that makes you stand out, anything that inspires other people, anything that gets you attention, positive attention we're talking about here. All those things, anything innovative, new, those things are the things that'll make you very successful. You have the Chariot to the 9 of Wands and the 2 of Cups. The Chariot is about setting yourself apart. Normally, the Chariot has the city behind him, and he's leaving that city behind him behind. He's going somewhere new. Who the hell knows where he's going? He doesn't even know. But he's ready for an adventure. He has those 2 sphinxes in front of him. They represent like the mysteries of the universe, and they are guiding him in a new direction. But he just wants to go somewhere new. So I feel like for a lot of you, it's like you're moving in new directions, and I would keep moving in new directions. I feel like there are victories coming in for you as well. You have the 9 of Wands here. I really feel more experimentation. Again, if you are bored, I think doing experiments is would be a great thing for you to do. I always say I'm a Gemini moon, so I totally get it. I totally get the Gemini energy and the craziness and the having a lot of ideas and wanting to do everything and all that other stuff. And again, I think something that's helped me the most, I would say probably the best thing I've ever done, is to break my life down into quarters. Every single quarter, every 3 months, I let myself work on like one big idea, that I want to work on, and I give it 3 months. If it works, then I keep working on it and I don't stop. If it doesn't work, then I move on to the next thing. So, sometimes I think Gemini moon and Gemini people in general can have these ideas for their life, but they just like never get started on the idea. And again, maybe because of perfection, maybe you're trying to be too perfect, or you're hoping that an outcome can be more perfect than it actually could be. But so then you never get started because you're like, this idea has to be perfect, so I'm just not going to start because it's not perfect yet, right? And I feel like this is saying, hey, throw some stuff at the wall and see what sticks. 9 of Wands in my card of throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what sticks. Whatever works, keep doing it. Whatever doesn't work, stop. Plain and simple. You have the 2 of Cups. Definitely could be love here. We go Queen of Cups to the Moon here. So it's a little bit of a mystery, love for you. But I do feel like there could be a new person coming in for you. Could be a water sign. Could also be a fire sign. You have Cancer, Pisces. You have Earth. You have Sagittarius here. You have Taurus. So, Capricorn. I just listed all 12 signs basically. So, it could be any sign that's coming in for you, but I do feel there could be a perfect match that's coming in for you here. I also feel that you need to listen more to your higher self. 2 of Cups to me can represent you and your higher self. It can say that there's you are maybe receiving messages or dreams or things like that. Like, I would really pay attention to your dreams. It is popping into my head, your dreams. It's like even recently, like I've had some dreams recently where it's like they have nothing to do with, like I've even written them down and thought about them because I'm like, that has nothing to do with anything. Like, I've had dreams about things where it's like no part of my day like included what was in my dream, if that makes sense. It's like usually the things we dream about, it's basically your day, right? Like you can connect it. Maybe you watch something on TV and you have a related dream, for example, right? But What's popping into my head intuitively is you might be having unrelated dreams that are coming out of nowhere that have nothing to do with anything, right? And those might be very important. That to me is actual guidance. That to me is, your higher self or the universe communicating with you and being like, hey, pay attention to this thing over here that you're dreaming about, because there could be a good reason for it. Might be a good time to keep a dream journal, something like that. With the Chariot, you have the Ace of Swords, a big victory. I love when these two come up together for sure. Definitely a big win coming in for you in some area of your life. Could also just be a victory. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Queen of Swords. The only way to get clarity is to experiment. The only way to get clarity is to try things. You can't just sit there again and again, dream about all these ideas you have and not do them because you think they have to be perfect. You have to get the experience. And that's literally what this is saying to me going this way. Ace of Pentacles is a card of growth. I love the Ace of Pentacles in this deck because it's basically a garden. The Ace of Pentacles is a garden. The Ace of Pentacles says, hey, you have these ideas. You need to nurture them into existence. You need to treat them like a garden. You need to really take care of the things that you care about, and then they will take care of you. With the Two of Cups, you have the Two of Cups. Definitely could be a solid connection coming in for you here. I'm wondering, like, some of you might need to open up here to love. Maybe you're being a little bit closed off or whatever. Because it definitely looks to me like there's a person who wants to approach you. You could still be healing from a past situation. And again, we do have these retrogrades. So, I think it's perfectly fine to heal and all that other stuff and make sure you're healed. I would definitely do that. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this card that says, letter in a bottle. Your message has been received. You've been telling, Two of Cups, you've been telling your higher self, the universe, what you want. The universe is responding. You have this abalone shell. It says, healing from the inside out. You could be healing. Again, I would open up if you want love, but, I also kind of feel like this is saying, don't rush, right? Take your time. See how things go. Don't do things you don't want to do. Make sure to set those types of boundaries, if that makes sense, and all that other good stuff. But I do feel it is safe for you to love, basically, is what this is saying. You have the Six of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Five of Swords. The Six of Swords is a card of leaving everything behind you behind. Just like on the Chariot card. On the Six of Swords, normally the mother and the child in the boat, they only have the clothing on their back, so they are completely starting over. They are completely starting from scratch on the other side. When they get to the other side, they are just hoping that things are better on the other side, right? It is a card of moving to calmer shores, but they don't actually know if things are going to be better. They are just looking for a fresh start. And, I really feel that fresh start energy for you, Gemini. That's the best way I could describe your reading, is that you're hoping that it's like you're not, I think maybe you are no longer looking for perfection. I think you're just looking for fresh, new. Not boring, right? Let's put it that way. You have the Queen of Cups here, something that resonates with you. I'm just getting the word resonate. Queen of Cups can represent your heart. It can represent where you're, like, what the things that your heart is pointing towards, the things that your heart are telling you to do. And those are the directions I would move in with the Queen of Cups energy, is I would move towards your heart, towards inspiration and things that excite you. You have the Five of Swords here. Number one, I would be careful of any past people. But number two, I also think that it is time for you to take a risk. It's like this reading to me is saying you've been very patient. You have the Temperance card here. It is showing up in the area of the good stuff, but it's also saying to me that you've been very patiently waiting for a change in your life. And now there's like this opportunity. The Ace of Pentacles represents an opportunity, but I feel like you need to take the risk to, accept the opportunity into your life. And the moon here, even though the moon is showing up in the good stuff above the Ace of Pentacles, I really feel that moon is saying you can't know all the details. You can't know that something is going to work before it works. You just have to find out. With the Six of Swords, you have the Two of Pentacles. You're moving away from indecision. So if you had a person who was indecisive, I feel like you're realizing that you are very decisive, that you make decisions. And you're like, no, I wasn't confused. They were confused. So I get that for some of you. Some of you could have been dealing with a person like that, where it's like they just, were very confused. And you're realizing that you're not confused. You're very clear on what you want, and you're moving towards clarity. So I don't know. I kind of like this. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Fool, yet taking a risk. Like I said, the Fool, I feel you need to take a leap of faith towards this whole entire last row. This way, this way, this way. So you need to take a leap of faith towards a new opportunity. It's going to be very fulfilling. It's going to lead to a lot of happiness as well, and less boredom, more freedom. With the Five of Swords, yes, I would be careful of someone from the past. It is the Wheel of Fortune here. And I do like the Wheel of Fortune, but I do not like it for people coming back from the past because it usually represents a repeat cycle. The thing with the Wheel of Fortune is that it represents your destiny, but it's more how you see it. It is your personal vision for your life, right? And so I feel you need to make sure that the things that enter into your life match up with your vision. I also think for whatever reason, I don't really see this in the reading, but I am getting a message about, I feel your boundaries are going to be very important. And, I really feel you need to make sure you're doing things that you want to do here is what I'm getting in this reading. It's I just get this sense of people trying to talk you into things. It could even be family and stuff like that. But I feel you really need to, it's a time where you really need to stand up for yourself and say, no, I do not want to do whatever you want me to do. That's your life. Go live over there. I live here, right? So I feel you need to draw that boundary. Again, I don't think you have to be a jerk to anyone. I don't think you have to cut people out of your life or anything like that. But I do feel it is time for you to be stop telling me what to do to people, right? And sometimes maybe we need to do that because, people think they know best, especially our parents. It's I know plenty of people that are 35, 40 years old and their parents still live their life for them. Their parents are still telling them what to do. So it's maybe, that's the energy I'm picking up on. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Nightingale spirit. It says love is all around you. So I feel there's plenty of love available to you. You have this Dolphin spirit. It says this and that are true. Yeah, whatever you believe to be true is true. So I feel you need to understand that. And, you can choose your own reality. And I really feel we're in a time where people are starting to realize that they can choose to believe whatever they want to believe, and that's perfectly fine. And they can choose to, believe in, whatever they want, and whatever they believe is true. So, I feel you need to just, if you want to make a change, just start to believe that it's true. It's just that simple. The Nightingale, I love the Nightingale spirit. Even in, sorry, I didn't want to do that. Even in this deck right here, there's a Nightingale card, and it's this tiny little bird, and it's sitting on this gigantic egg. So it kind of says that you have a lot of potential, a lot more than you realize, but you have to express your potential into the world. You have the Moon, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Temperance card. Again, Ace of Pentacles, probably the most important card here. I feel there could be a big opportunity that you need to take advantage of that's coming in for you. I literally feel it's an offer. It could be an offer of love for some of you. For others, it could be a new job or business. It could be an idea, the seed of an idea. There's a garden on this card growing. And so it's going to be something you have to nurture into existence. We are in a very nurturing time, very heart-based time. We have all this energy in Taurus. I always say with the Taurus energy, it's kind of slow, and it is like a garden. It's the way I see it, it's according to Chris's crappy astrology here, it's I would be, looking at building anything, there is no get rich quick, for example, during this Taurus energy. When you think about it, it's it's kind of interesting to me that I look at, crypto, for example, a bunch of crypto scams and things like that got exposed at the beginning of Uranus in Taurus, right? And we're going to see more of that as Uranus moves through Taurus. So I always tell people, be careful. I get tons of questions about investing. I'm number one, I failed math 900 times in my life. You should not be taking any financial advice from me, period, plain and simple, right? But number two, what I would say is I would be careful because, Uranus and Taurus wants us to get rich slow. And I know that doesn't sound sexy. I know people want to get rich quick. I get it. I totally understand, right? But if you put in the work and you build something valuable, you will get rich quick. That's the secret with Taurus, is that it will happen quickly. Maybe not overnight. It might take a few years, but if you work with the energy, you will be successful. Like that card said right there. You have the Moon here. The Moon is about manifesting a dream on Earth, especially when it shows up in the good stuff. I would say the Moon exists up here, but you have to bring it down to Earth by going down that path that is on the Moon. At the back of the Moon, there are some mountains, which represents achievements. I feel there's some big achievements here. You have the Temperance card. Temperance is about turning one thing into another. It's a card of transformation, alchemy. So I feel for a lot of you, you really, again, that you have that this and that are true card. So if you don't believe something about yourself, change your beliefs and work on changing your beliefs because it will make them true. Let's see. With the Moon card, you have the Hangman. I thought you had the Hangman twice for some reason. Maybe not. But, for a lot of you, this could be a good thing. It could say that you are kind of setting yourself free or gaining a new understanding, which I think the whole entire reading with that owl and a bunch of other things here is saying that you are gaining a new understanding or some sort of clarity in your life. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Three of Swords. Again, showing up in the good stuff. So this would tell me that you are either healing from something or you are forgiving a past situation. And again, when we forgive something, then we are set free. And the whole entire reading, there is this kind of, I would say it's like a fluttering energy that is over this reading talking about freedom. I don't know, it keeps coming in and out, basically. So, I feel that a lot of what you want in life is the ability to be free. And I think you will even look for situations that are much more free. Like if you get a job, maybe you're going to start looking for jobs where you don't have to answer to anyone, right? Maybe, or maybe you do, but there just might be a certain level of freedom. Like maybe you can do whatever you want for the most part, right? As long as your work gets done or something like that. So there you go. With the Temperance card, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Love it. Yes, I see a lot of success coming in for you here. Ten of Pentacles is building, leaving a legacy. Again, getting rich slow, right? Because Ten of Pentacles is something you work on for the rest of your life. But again, I promise you, the people who put in the work to build something of value, especially, sorry, my ear is driving me crazy for some reason. Not that you need to know that, Gemini, but I feel like for some of you, it's like if you're building something financially, building something valuable, something that is really well put together and all that other stuff, and taking your time to do it is going to pay off for many years to come. Again, I promise you, if you build something slow that is just get rich quick, it might get you rich quick, but then you're going to lose your money because it's just going to disappear very quickly because of the Taurus energy, right? We're going to pull 5 main themes. You have this affair card. This is actually a good card. It's kind of like a person. It's not like an affair. It's as in a love affair, but we're talking about like a new person in love coming in for you. It could be a Leo coming in for you, definitely. Next, you have this enthusiasm card. Every single person has had something about enthusiasm. I think we are in a time of enthusiasm where we need to move towards things that make us enthusiastic. Also could be a Sagittarius. You have Temperance here as well. So, some of you definitely could be attracting a fire sign. You have this rebellion card. I think this is rebelling against other people's ideas. Again, there's a certain sense of freedom of needing to live life as you see it. And again, I think when you start doing that, people will start to tell you what to do, right? So your job is to put up these boundaries and to live your own life. Next, you have this adaptability card. We're in a time of adaptability, plain and simple. Ever since the last year when we had that eclipse in Taurus, I was telling everyone in those Taurus eclipse videos that I did, I was telling everyone, you have to be adaptable. You have to kind of look for other ways of doing things and stay open and flexible and all this other stuff. And finally, you have this appreciation card here. So I feel that this is part of like abundance and being grateful for what you have. That will attract more abundance into your life. But this is a pretty good reading here, Gemini. I like this. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your month.